folks, it is Ukulele Saz, and this is another Christmas video for y'all. It's going to be in 2 parts. Now it's going to be a little bit different than usual because this time this is a chord melody that I have arranged for the Christmas classic Wonderland. Now, chord melodies are a very complex thing. They definitely require a lot of patience, a lot of skill, a lot of competency in being able to change chords and being able to pick. There are a lot of things involved. However, I do think that it's a good challenge, and especially when you know the song, which I'm sure you know this one, then it does make the learning process that bit easier as well. I am going to split this into 3 parts. So there's going to be the very beginner strum, which just has the basic chords just to get you in the groove of the song. Then we're going to look at step 1, which is looking at the chord shapes across the fretboard. We're not going to go into too much detail about the theory of each of these chords. Purely we're going to focus on the shapes. And then in the next part of this video, what we're going to do is add in the melody notes, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to add in some filler notes just to really layer up that performance as well. So as usual, Christmas songs like to surprise us with lots of different chords. There's a key change in there as well. So there's a lot of different things happening within this song. On our easy version of this song, we've got F, C, C7, B flat, however, can be interchanged with the G minor 7 in this song, D minor, A, D, then we've got an E diminished, which is, oh, sorry, no. Oh, I'm not used to playing it here. And then G. I have written this out in tab form. Now, at the start of each bar, you can see that we change chord, and sometimes we change chords in between then as well. If you are familiar with your music notes, then you might be able to also add in your counting as to when we're going to change chords. The first step is getting the chord changes in the rhythm, and that's because you really want the structure to be solidified and you want the timing to be accurate. Otherwise, the melody notes are all over the place and it just makes it a lot harder. I always see this as like the template of the song. This is the kind of main core structure of the song that you will build your melody notes around. So as I said, it's really important getting comfortable with this first. So let's follow the music. What we're going to do is we're going to play down to the repeat section. When we get to the second time, or when we get to the repeat, we play it from the beginning again, and then we come and we do it for the second time. So it sounds like this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, then C7, C, B flat, C, C7, D minor, C, then an F, then again, and an F, da, 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 then a C, 2, C7, C to B flat, C to C7, D minor, C and F. So that's the first step of the song. We then go into the key change where we're going to play. So in this section of the song, we're going to play A, so 1, 2, 3, and A, 2, D, 2, A, 2, 3, 4, A, then D, then A, then C, and F, and C, 2, 3, and E diminished, G, C7, and then we go back into the verse again. Da 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 da. So that is your basic version of the song. That's your nice happy strummer chords that most likely you would play within a group. Nice and easy. It's down here, you can concentrate on the singing. But what this doesn't do when we play down in these frets is this doesn't allow us to add the melody notes into the chords, because some of the melody notes of the song you can actually play around a chord in a different place in the diagram. But let's move on to step 1. We'll have a look at that in a little bit more detail. Okay, so step 1, this is when we really start things. Now, we have been familiar with the chords, what the chords are. When we play these chords up and down the fretboard, most of the chords will be the same. You'll see on the diagram that there are lots of different chords. It looks all of a sudden so much more complicated because we've got things like C/E's, we've got F5s, we've got a B flat/F. Do not fret too much about that just now. All that simply means is you're adding on an extra note that maybe doesn't belong to the chord, or you're maybe doubling up on a note of the chord. So again, we're not going to touch into the theory too much, but please know that the basic structure of it is the chord. So if it's a C/E, we're playing a C with an extra E note. If it's a B flat with a B flat/F, we're playing a B flat with an F note. So just remember that. That's just a wee thing to have in the back of your head. Don't let it complicate things for you. Just remember it's the main chord. It just sounds a little bit twinkly, and that's because there's a different kind of note in there as well. So let's go through these chords in order of appearance in the song. So we are going to start with an F add 9, which is one of my favourite twinkly chords. Pointy finger on 3, and then your middle and ring finger on the 5th fret on the C and E strings. So we're going to play F2, 3, 4, F2, 3, 4. And then we're going to change to a C/E. This is another one of my favourite chords. Now keep your pointy finger where it is. Bring it up to cover 2 strings. And your middle finger is going to go on the C string. Lovely. So that's your C. Now from here, we're going to add our pinky to the 6th fret of the E string. And that's going to be your C7. So altogether you've got then F2, 3, and again 2, 3, then a C, add the pinky for C7. And then after that we're going to do a G shape but on 7 and 8, and that's your C/G. And then slide it back to the 5th and 6th fret for B flat. So we've got a beautiful sign. And then we're going to do this C and C7 again. We're happy tonight. So we've got C and B flat in the shape of G. And then C with the pinky for C7. And then we're going to do D minor, which we're just going to bar the bottom 3 strings. Da, 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 da. And then the C again here. Da, 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 da. And then F. So altogether, that's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. F2, 3, 4. F2, slide it back to C. Add the pinky, C7, 2, 3. Then a G shape and C for B flat. C at the pinky, D minor, C, then an F. So shapes that you're probably not used to, but straight away you can hear that that's the song so much more, and that's because some of the melody notes belong further up the fretboard. So straight away it's a lot more distinguishable as the song. So that is your first step, is getting these shapes. So just practicing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So yeah, it really helps if you know your timing, if you know the notes and things on there as well. So go check out my video on reading music notes, and that might help you with being able to understand what each of these notes mean and how they fit in with a count of 4 as well. So the next section of this song is about when it changes key. In the meadow we can build a snowman. So that bit we're actually staying down because it's a little bit lower, that part of the song. So we stay in the lower part of the ukulele. So we've got A for 2, D for 2, and A for 2 for 4. Then we do it again, A for 2, D for 2, and A for 4. And then we've got C, which is the one we've been doing already. And then we're going to slide up to that where we do the D minor. but add the pinky on the 8th fret, and that's our F. So we've got C, the D minor with the pinky on 8, that's your F. And then we're going to go back up to that C again. Lovely. And then we're going to do an E diminished, which is also kind of like the C7. So basically here, it's like the G7 on 6 and 7. You can do that. And then we're going to do a G chord, which is just like the F, but on 5 and 7. Jump when you're in town. And then we go back to that C7 chord. So that section is a little bit trickier. So you've got A for 2, D for 2, A, 2, 3. And then again, A for 2 and D for 2 and A. And then C, the F, which is the D minor with the pinky. And then C in the G shape. And then you do the G7 shape up here. You can do that. And then G, just like F, but 2 frets up. And then C7. And then you go back to the beginning. It seems like a lot, and it is a lot because it's different shapes, and it's probably shapes that you're not used to so much if you're used to sticking within this little 3 fret comfort bubble. But it just opens up so many opportunities and doors for you when you do start exploring the fretboard. Now, as you can see, just what I done there, I was just strumming along with the chords. Don't do that just yet. Focus on your chords first. Get the shapes and the timing of when the movement is. When that feels nice and comfortable, try and strum along just a wee down, up, or just even do down strums. It's entirely up to you, but just remember when you're focusing on this hand and you're also trying to do things on this hand, it can end up making it really messy. So stick to one thing at a time, really work on your chords, and then work on the right hand separately, or vice versa if you're left-handed. But take your time and just enjoy the process. These are really lovely chords. Even just listening to these chords is a treat. So yeah. So take your time, get familiar with the very first version of the song, which is the nice easy chords, get in the flow, get in the groove. Then start experimenting with these chords and spend time on this. We're going to leave it here for today because I really want you to practice these chords and these changes. And then the next time we're going to have a look at step 2, where we're going to start adding the melody notes alongside our chords. So don't forget to check out that video when it's out. And if you haven't checked out my YouTube channel already, check out all of my other videos where we do use a lot of twinkly chords on the fretboard for different song arrangements. I also have some theory lessons and things as well. And if you really like my stuff, you can check me out on BuyMeACoffee, where you can access all of my lesson materials for £3 a month when you become a member of the TabShack. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you for part 2 where we really make things start to twinkle.